And howdy, my friend. Just look at there, huh? I wonder if you're as fascinated by tiny fish as I am. Some of them weigh only a fraction of an ounce. Say, how would you like to have an underwater pet that weighs almost 2,000 pounds? Yet it does all sorts of tricks. I mean, retrieves and jumps and it even sings. Stood on its tail, it would be close to 20 feet high. That's almost as tall as a two-story building. So here, because you asked for it, is the world's most fantastic underwater pet. This is Bubbles. Yes, it's a young pilot whale of many talents, literally the world's biggest show-off. When these scenes were filmed for you as for its first story on Bubbles, her greatest achievement at that time was allowing herself to be hand-fed. Now, already she'd learned to associate a reward of squid with the performance of an elementary trick, like blowing a horn. But could Bubbles thrive in captivity, as no whale has ever done before? At that point, only time could tell. So, at the request of Linda Millar of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, I recently returned to Marine Land of the Pacific, near Los Angeles, as guest of Vice President Bill Monahan. Our objective to bring the progress report on Bubbles up to date. Now, the first thing to report is that Bubbles is as hungry as ever. That's quite natural for a growing girl of 1,700 pounds. It's obvious that Bubbles has taken kindly to human beings. Take, for instance, this real friendly handshake. Being a true seagoing ham, Bubbles is never shy about singing for her supper. Listen. Next, a demonstration of how Bubbles keeps that whale of a figure. Her trainers have found Bubbles an intelligent and fun-loving student. Her ability to respond to hand signals is in itself most remarkable. Now, this particular trick was taught her in less than a week's time. The biggest problem is to keep her from swallowing all the props. Here's a whale that knows which side its squid is buttered on. A number of months ago, Bubbles could only look with envy at the neighboring porpoises as they leaped in and out of the water. Today, Bubbles is perfecting her own aerial act. Unfortunately, there's not enough room for the running start she needs to properly clear the hurdle. Trainer Dave Brown knows that Bubbles will go to any length for a free handout. In this case, a good 15 to 20 feet. Now we'll stop the frame here to give you a better idea of her true size. Just like a little puppy begging for table scraps. And now meet Gordon Vulters, a diver here at Marine Land, ready to join the act in a stunt developed especially for this you-asked-for-it visit. Now, this is quite dangerous, for even Bubbles has her temperamental moments. On one occasion, during a feeding period, she bit down on Gordon's arm and towed him halfway across the tank before she let go. You can see that training a whale is a man's job. And now Bubbles introduces a new feat in honor of our progress report, something that is truly hard to believe. How do you like that? Playing horse for a seagoing cowboy. A new accomplishment for Bubbles and a fitting way to bring our progress report on Bubbles up to date. I think we all agree she's quite a gal with a bright, heartwarming career ahead of her. Now, I know if whales could talk, Bubbles would say, "Thanks, Linda, because you asked for it." You see what I mean?